doing much flirting. Unless there's any halflings around.
Gambling?
But even then it's like, gambling for sure.
Yeah.
Right, are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so welcome to a new campaign of sorts. Let's jump right in, shall we? Let me quickly take you over to this scene. Put the volume out for myself. A bit quiet. There we go. So, you find yourselves on the Isle of Palmaflora. Across the Menagerie coast, each of you hail from different parts of the continent of Wildmount and the world of Exandria, and for whatever reason, fate or some other purpose has brought you to this small little isle. A cool breeze drifts across the isle, mingling the sweet scent of flowers with the salty tang of the Lucidian Ocean. Well-tanned locals play on the beach, while sunburned visitors sit in wicker chairs and sip cold drinks. A half-dozen nearly naked shark hunters prepare to compete in the annual tournament, and they stand in the shallows on the south shore, armed with harpoons and their wits. So, to begin with, would anyone like to volunteer to go first in introducing their character upon this scene?
I know 100% what Granny Shiny Wicks would be doing at this point.
So Kieran, if you could please describe the scene as Granny is... What is she doing on the island right at this minute?
I'm thinking that Granny Shinywax has retired to this isle, or somewhere near this isle, and she's doing her everyday routine. I assume she's got some sort of deal set up where she paid all her money to some people, and basically she just lives on the beach from now on. She would be in like a tatty sundress, still got her goggles on. She'd have a highly polished piece of metal that she's trying to reflect onto her skin, getting a tan. She'd be up and around demanding drinks from whoever's providing them. Mostly trying to stay away from everyone and complaining about all the noise going on the beach to herself, but not actually saying it.
Okay, so as Granny Shinywax sits upon the beach, enjoying the sun's rays, maybe occasionally glancing over at the shark hunters at the edge of the bay and enjoying a delicious cocktail named after the isle itself, a Palmaflora cocktail, which is a fruity, zesty twist of wonderful, relaxing flavours. You sink back into your towel upon the beach and you take a big, deep breath as the winds glide down and the seagulls chirping as they fly above you. And these moments take you back to what your life once was, back all the way back in Huppadook. And for a moment you think to yourself and you think of how you came to truly be here. Can you describe to me, Kieran, what was Granny Shinywax's life like? She's an older woman, right?
So I imagine at the beginning of her life, she had like a glint in her eye. She wanted to be an adventurer, but well, I imagine she had some adventures, but they didn't go particularly well. And then eventually, she kind of gave up. Just became a tinkerer in this like smelteries in Huppadook. Throughout her life, she hoarded well, halfling men. Occasionally has some children with them, and just got ground down by life, you know. And then after like maybe in the last 100 years, she decided that at the end of her life, she really just wants to chill out, go somewhere nice and hot, not hot like the foundries in Huppaduke. And so she would have saved for about 100 years, doing everything she can to escape. She probably doesn't have a great relationship with her children. And after that, she would have come here a few months ago and be like, this is it. This is the end. But I'm going out on a high, just sitting on the beach.
Very nice.
So it was like a mostly uneventful life.
What would have been a defining moment in Granny Shinywax's life?
Probably her the raising of her favourite daughter, Clarice, who she talks about all the time. So she has multiple children. Some of them she forgets her names, but Clarice is like her favourite.
Okay, so would there be a particular memory with Clarice that Granny Shinywax might think back to and think that was the best it was, but this is even better?
There's are there any like grand universities or like places like that in
There would have been in like places like Zadash, which isn't too far from Huppaduke.
I imagine her daughter would have got what would have become an artificer of some renown, so far surpassing anything Granny Shinywax has. But she can tinker, she can do stuff, but she never became good at it. But seeing her daughter rise to the level she wanted to be but didn't have the opportunity to have would have made her pretty happy.
So I think as you're sitting on the beach, the memory sort of comes back to you as you think, how many years ago would this have been? How old are your children now?
Oh, she's got them from all over. So Clarice is probably her third child. And I think she has 4 children. I was saying that one of them is actually with Gertrude's dad, but it's a secret and nobody knows about it.
Okay. So, how old would Clarice be, out of curiosity?
Like 214.
So pretty old herself then, really.
Well, considering gnomes live to nearly 500, I guess she's
It's
like
true.
30.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
She's had still more than a human's lifetime of experiences, though, I imagine, throughout the universities of Zadash and...
Yeah. She'd be well established.
Yeah. So I think as you're laying on this beach, your mind drifts back to a moment as you proudly looked on at your daughter as you took a wagon across the roads from Huppaduke and heading southwards towards Zadash, and on this cart journey the horse and cart slowly trudged along the road as she prepared herself for, I imagine, a entrance exam into one of the universities there. And as in the car, as you're travelling along together, you remember her looking up at you and kind of looking nervously down at her feet and sort of shuffling around, looking uncomfortable, and she just looks back and forth and you can tell she's very uncomfortable, and she just looks up at you and says, "Mum, I don't know if I can do this."
Yeah, you'll do it. It'll be fine.
But it's a dash. I mean, Huppaduke's one thing, and I know I've had some success in the Iron Runway, but I don't know. I don't know if I can do that. We should turn the wagon around. Turn the wagon around.
No, keep going. Granny says you're gonna do well, so you gotta believe your granny. She's technically your mum, but you know how things are.
This is her thinking back in her memory.
Yeah.
She's not actually saying
No,
Granny.
of course, yeah. Do me a persuasion check.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, 10. She looks somewhat reassured, but I imagine Granny Shinywax being quite not a particularly diplomatic mother, and more a get on with it or you get kicked out and have to eat off the streets kind of deal.
It's more like you do it and you do it. There's
Yeah.
no other option.
Even better. And she kind of quietly puts her head down and she puts her hands together, and you see that from her, she pulls into this little knapsack she's carrying, and then she starts almost fidgeting her fingers and kind of clicking them back and forth, and then starts sort of playing with this little contraption in her hand, a clockwork mouse that she turns the gear at the top of, and it just sort of goes round, but it as a clockwork mouse might do in real life, one of the pull ones that sort of goes in direction, but this particular one, it stays attached to her hand, and it goes in and out between her fingers and winds its way around, and you can see it's like this sort of calming ritual for her, this maybe slightly obsessive personality quirk that maybe Granny Shinywax doesn't look upon particularly fondly, but I don't know. But Clarice, it was Clarice, wasn't it? I'm getting her fucking name right.
Yeah.
Clarice. This ritual kind of calms her more than your words itself, but she knows that she's in a situation where she can't really talk back too much to her mother and kind of has to get on with it, and she kind of puts her head down and prepares herself as the wagon pulls into the gates of Zadash, the towering buildings, just towering over all her worries and fears, and soon you can see out of the corner of your eye your daughter caught up in quite the journey ahead of her. And then the journey itself for you, in your memories as you lie here on the beach of Palma Flora, your mind just drifting to all these different places throughout your life, as your journey travels you south from Zadash, south from Huppadook, through a little town called Allfield, as you make the final journey on your preparation to retire on Palma Flora. Now, Allfield is a small, pretty inconsequential farming village. Nothing of note, but I think Granny maybe would have stopped here for the night and stopped at a small inn. And at the night, as night fell come into thing, there would have been quite a handsome, charming halfling bard that would have done the rounds at the tables, and he, this particular man who has quite a square face and quite big pointed ears even for a halfling, with short kind of spiky hair that's kind of been waxed up into this kind of strange kind of unusual style, but he's got a big smile, small eyes but big cheekbones, and he's got quite a strong firm physique as he kind of goes to each table and he bows, and they for a pittance of coins he plays a tune to them, and then slowly you hear his talented musician make his way across each table, eventually arriving at yours. Would Granny Shinywax say anything in her memory?
She'd be like,
Hello, stranger.
Hello, madame. I am... Well, it's so lovely to see a woman so young and beautiful as yourself in a place like Allfield, of all places.
I'm on my way to the coast.
Oh, up to the Menagerie Coast, are you, through the Wine Gorge?
That's right.
Oh, it is, I can assure you, madame, it is the gem of Wildmount, the Menagerie Coast. Where takes you, Nicodranis, Port Zune, or Port Damali?
Who's near the Marling?
Oh, I don't suppose I do see many a customer head through here from all over the Dwendalian Empire. I don't suppose you're going to Palma Flora now, are you?
Yeah, got myself a little cottage there if you want to come.
Well, I I could not refuse an offer from one such as yourself, but I have so many responsibilities here in Orfield. Please
How much do you want?
make a persuasion check with advantage if you're offering him money.
I don't have time to waste, dearie. Let's get this over with.
Yeah, make a persuasion check with advantage for me, because you offered him money. Oh! Natural 20. He kind of like leans in and he says, "Are you serious, dear? Because I need a ticket out of this place and
Well, I'm not paying you to stay. I'm paying you to leave afterwards.
well, I suppose I won't refuse such an offer.
We'll start my retirement off with a bang, you know?
I'm sure I can make myself busy on the beaches of Palmaflora.
Yeah.
What
Dance
was
about a bit.
what was your name, dear?
Granny.
Just
Granny Shiny Wet.
Granny Shinywax. A lovely name for a lovely woman, I have to say.
Hang on.
My name is Ronald McJohnson.
I'll call you McJohnson.
Well, onwards to Palmaflora show, but for now, the night is young, and he kind of strums his lute, and the music kind of drifts throughout the memory, and your memories of travelling with him through out of Oldfield, down through the Wyoon Gates, through the Wyoon Gorge, up through Nicodranis, Port Zoon, Phelan, all these various cities until finally arriving in Port Damali. Each night, I imagine, stopping in hotels and inns along the way. And
Yeah.
I imagine her making quite the man out of Ronald McJohnson.
She would be sending him to his own room after they're done.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So she can take her teeth out.
Well, don't care. Don't want him around.
So eventually, the music of the memory, the songs he would play you each night, and the love making he would make back in your room, you find yourself to the memory of Port Damali and on the docks and the boat on which the final voyage of your journey, only 2 weeks prior. Or maybe she would have been living here longer, do you reckon?
I had it that she would have started out 3 months ago. I don't
3
know
months
how long
ago?
it takes to get here.
I know, I think it wouldn't take that long. It would probably take you... It's about 100 miles, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
I doubt she.
yeah, only a few days really to get here via boat. So...
It's like a month, maybe a month.
Month, okay.
So she's had enough time to get settled.
Yeah. And as you made your way across the water, you remember looking down across the waves as dolphins swam out and Ronald played some incredible music as the waves of your last voyage took you to the small isle of Palmaflora. And upon Palmaflora you quickly settled in, finding comfort at the Riptide Inn and Tavern, where you sipped on fruity drinks, had some of the most mind-blowing sex that you could imagine, who Ronald now is getting to know your intricacies and really knowing what gets Granny Shinywax going, and even making sure that he quickly removes himself from the room upon finishing, having made that mistake once and not making that mistake again.
Yeah, good.
And now the memory drifts forwards once more back into reality as you find yourself on the beach, just taking in the sun's rays.
Just you know the Riptide Tavern you said about?
Yes.
Is it okay if she's got some sort of deal where she's given them all her retirement money and they're basically just keeping her fed? And
Oh, 100% that is
dies.
absolutely fine. And with that, I think we will drift to a different character. As almost a month ago now, a small, elderly woman, a gnome, finds her way inside the Riptide Inn and Tavern accompanied by a much younger halfling man, and eventually approaching the bar where she was accosted by a large turtle standing there making drinks with some difficulty considering his large tall hands, but still over time he seems like he's got his practice down and he's learned to put together drinks. And you, along with your manager, I'll reveal Tank, your manager, a human man, in his sort of early 50s. You simply know him as Hulbert Forecrest. A simple bartender. There's nothing particularly fabulous about Hulbert. He is an older man, and he, as you're making drinks for a number of people, you see him chatting with this older lady, and he sort of comes to this sort of deal and leans down and shakes her hand, and you sort of look over and he kind of gives you the big sort of thumbs up as he comes back, and he just says, "Tank, I've just made the deal of a century."
Oh yeah? What's that then?
You see that? And he kind of signals over to Granny Shinywax. He's like, "You see the girl and her boy toy?
Oh yeah.
Well, she's just paid me her entire retirement funds for us to just feed her drinks until she dies. And by the look of her, that ain't gonna be long."
Oh no, man. I imagine maybe like a year. Oh, you gonna make a load of money.
I'll bet
out
you
of that.
9 months.
9 months. Oh, I'll bet you 6 months.
6.
I want to preface that even though she's like old, she looks older than she is because she's worked in foundries.
Yes, I imagine that.
Rough skin.
Definitely. I could see that. And Holbert kind of like, cool, like rubs his chin a little bit for a bit, and he's like, "Oh, fine." And he puts a bet and he shakes your hand in agrees to a bet of 10 gold pieces. That's a pretty low bet, but Holbert's a pretty cheap man, to be honest.
He grabs his hands. He's like, "You're on." And he's like, looks over to Granny Shinywax. He's like, "Hey, old lady, I've got loads of drinks over here if you want them."
And she's like waddle over.
And Tank, as you're filling up this delicious Parma Flora that Granny Shinywax is about to try for the first time, you just the slow pouring of this drink, the scene transforms as you find yourself almost blinking, and a month has passed, and you find yourself still pouring the same drinks day in, day out at the Riptide Inn and Tavern. And throughout this, your mind drifts and drifts back to the city of Port Damali, where you find yourself back within the Tumble Downs, back within your home, and you find yourself walking along the street with a number of other customers alongside you, tough customers rather. 2 people you work with. You know Pip and Hawley, 2 halflings who perhaps have not had the best reputation around your parts, but you know from personal experience have been quite a reliable duo when it comes to getting a job done. And your memory drifts as you find Pip and Hawley as you make your way to see your boss. And sort of Pip looks up at you and just says, "Jeez, Tank, I can't wait for this one. This is gonna be a big one."
Oh, I heard it's gonna be important. Can't wait myself. It's gonna be exciting. Maybe I'll get to punch some folk as well.
Well, but you said that, This one's gonna be an easy job for a lot of pay.
Oh, well. I guess all we gotta do is have a nice easy paycheck for once.
Well, bribing a local. I've always got my intimidation shoes on.
Well, maybe I'll come along with you, just in case, you know.
Well, that's why you're paid to be here, Tank. You're the muscle with the brains.
Oh, yeah.
And Hawley looks up and he's like, yeah, we're the brains.
Well, you are clever, I suppose.
And the scene transforms as you walk throughout the tumble downs, eventually finding yourself at a small apothecary shop owned by an old man. A place well liked enough within the tumble downs, but nothing particularly fancy. Not many shops of note lie within this section of the city, and you find yourself knocking on the door of this old man who, with long Merlin-style beard, makes his way to the door and opens up to say, "Oh, hello, are these your children?" And Hawley instantly just punches this guy in the dick and just says, "We ain't his kids, you owe some money to Butcher!
Yeah.
Give him what for, Tank?"
Tank steps in the door. He's like he's had his arms crossed. He's like,
You better listen to the little ones, you know, otherwise I'll have to
"Please,
use...
I have no money. I've given it all to my daughter."
Well, you better call her up then. We need it
I
from her
don't know
now.
where she's gone. She's gone somewhere north with a boy, and I've got nothing left. I've not got any potions left or anything. I've just got my pet rat, Thomas.
Well, that's not our problem, you know.
and he punches him
Yeah,
in the face.
make an intimidation check for me.
Oh, hang on, I'll use this thing.
A 5. You punch this guy in the face as hard as you can, but you're honestly a little bit too intimidating as the guy goes down and he's dead. Like, and Pip's kind of poking him with a stick, and it's like, "I think you went too hard on him, Tank.
Oh, damn it.
We
That
got
happened again.
we gotta search the place. We gotta see if he's got anything."
Oh, maybe the rat's got something.
Right, let's have a look. Make an investigation check for me. What do you get? 6. You look around the place. It's hard to find anything in this dust-bitten place. There's empty vials across the entirety of counters. There's maybe a couple of copper pieces in a small bag. Very little. Should you want to keep searching, you can, but you think with a dead body by the doorstep, this is a little bit risky.
Maybe we should go.
Yeah,
It's just
we
like
can't
before.
leave empty-handed, Tank. We gotta get something. Butcher's gonna be mad. He's gonna think we stole from him.
Oh, well, shit. Just grab some valuable looking shit. Maybe that vase over there.
There's nothing in here, boss. We'll have to search longer. What do you want to do? Do you want to search longer, or do you want to just leave?
Well, maybe
I don't think we should leave,
just,
but
we'll shut the door. Maybe that'll do it. It'll be fine.
okay. Do a let's say a survival check, because you're trying to sort of keep yourself alive in this situation and keep yourself out of harm's way. Oh, it's not going well. And as Tanky just goes up to the door and he slams the door shut as hard as he can, but not realising the body is still slightly wedged within the door. The body just gets crunched within the door, and suddenly it just starts bouncing down the steps into the street. And suddenly a woman screams at the top of her lungs as this old man just falling down the stairs in front of her and just splatters some mud and a mixture of mud and blood up into her face. And she just looks up at there and she says, "Get the Celesso! There's been a murder!" and just starts pointing up towards the apothecary shop. What do you do?
I'm gonna try and do some deception. Like, oh my, it fell from the sky. Oh damn.
Roll a deception check with me with disadvantage.
What check, sorry?
Deception with disadvantage.
Oh, the best backstory.
Not good with a 7, and you find yourself as suddenly the bells are ringing and the Zaleza are running through the street and you're on the run. Make a dexterity check for me.
Fucking hell.
Come on, 3 or 8. You're on a straight so far. 4, 5, 6, 7.
A dexterity what, sorry?
Just dexterity check.
Oh, how do I check on here?
Just click on the word dexterity.
Jesus Christ.
And you find yourself running through the street, but it's not enough as you, Pip, and Hawley are all caught by the Zalezo, and you find yourselves quickly in custody. And your memory shifts forwards a little bit. And after a few weeks, you see a disappointed-looking butcher come to you, shaking his head, and he says, "You have no fucking idea what lengths I've gone to get you out of it."
Oh, I'm sorry, boss. He just, he was too weak. He fell by my hand, Oh, I couldn't do nothing about it.
I don't blame you so much, Tank. These two little shits, and he kind of looks over to Pip and Hawley, and it's like, these two need to learn their place better and need to know when and where is the right time to use the tank. And they're like, "Sorry, boss!" And he says to you, "Tank, I'm afraid though, part of this little deal, I've been talking to your mum. You know what she's like.
Oh, no, not me mum.
And you gotta get off out to sea for a bit. So, lucky for you, I found you a nice, easy job over at Palma Flora. Just maybe, 6, 8 months, maybe a bit longer."
Oh, please, boss, there must be something else. It's really boring.
There's nothing. I've talked to the Zalezo. There's nothing else. I've got you a nice little room at ripping and tidying and tapping, and I don't want to hear any back chat. You have no idea how much gold you owe me to break back. After this
I'm sorry, boss. I'm sorry. I guess I'll go to Palmfly. Anything, even if I go sit in a cell for a bit longer.
The decision's already done, Tank.
Oh, alright.
Right, so go pack your things. And your mum's at home. She's not happy.
Well, I better go say sorry to her then. I better not.
Yeah.
And slowly your memory is just, you're filling this drink. You suddenly find yourself back in your room and you're packing your things, getting ready to send to Palma Flora, and your mum doesn't even bother to knock at the door. She just, as you're getting sort of scrubbing yourself down and getting yourself ready, she just bursts into the bathroom and in your small little concoction of a wooden house, and she says, "Oh, Tonka! I'm so disappointed, but you're going to have so much fun on holiday."
Oh, Mum, it's really boring over there.
"Oh no, it's not boring, dear. I've been 3 times with Iris and Iblis. It's lovely. You get lovely drinks, and there's a lovely man named Holbert, and he always takes our money and looks after us.
Well, it's only nice if you like to sunbathe, though, and I don't. It's boring.
Well, it'll be
Well,
good for you, Tang. It'll be good for you, Tonka.
Oh, well.
It's time, you get caught up with the wrong crowd. You know what that butcher's like? I don't trust him. I reckon he's a bad man.
Oh, he's a good boss, Mum. He gives me all the money and...
Well,
pays well and...
Yeah, well, I'll tell you now, that Hugh Holbert will pay you well at Riptide Inn, and you'll have a lovely time. I wish I could go there and work there.
Oh, well, I wish you could take my place, but... Oh, it's fine. I'll find my way around and... I'll just have to deal with it for the boss,
But before you go, give your mummy a big kiss.
Of course, I can't go without giving my mum a kiss.
Yeah, and take this, dearie. And she gives you a sending stone. And she holds up the other pair and says, I'll ring you every day and just leave you a little message from your mum.
Oh, maybe not every day, Ma.
Every day, dearie. And she gives you a big kiss on the cheek and kisses you again on the forehead and just kisses you all over. And slowly, as you're pouring this drink, it starts to overflow and kind of like you just suddenly sort of wake back up into a thing as the flash of your journey from Port Damali across to Palma Flora just in an instant is a click away, and you spill this drink all over this customer sitting in front of you. A woman with let me quickly look up this character because there is actually a name for this character. Where is she? Apologies. You see a female half-orc sits along. She's got lots of like tooth neck bone jewelry, and it's kind of like sitting like large framed, and she's kind of got like all her hair's up in like dreadlocks, and she's been here for a little while, and she's kind of sitting next to this other woman who's got quite striking red hair, and even more strikingly has got a scar through her eye which has left her eye completely milky. And the female half-orc looks up and just says, "Oh, for fuck's sake, what have you done? You spilled it all over me, for God's sake."
Oh, calm down. It's just a mistake. Oh,
she kind of sighs like really heavily and just sort of like just says, I'm sorry. Like I don't like arguing in that.
Well, that's alright. Is it my fault? I'll get you a free drink anyway.
Right, thanks, buddy. And she kind of looks back round, and we switch over to your character, Tom. If you'd like to describe her.
Yeah, I mean, the red hair and the distinctive scar is what you'd probably notice immediately. She's got quite sort of aquiline, hawkish features, tall and slim-ish looking, though fairly broad shoulders. Currently wearing like a loose, fairly tattered looking blouse, a little bit open at the front, and some cut short of indeterminate fabric shorts. And you'd notice that she's using a fairly wicked looking knife to peel a piece of fruit. And
the female half-orc turns to you, Red, and she says, "Big one's getting us free drinks on the house, if you want one."
Nicely done.
You'd recognise this female to be Darjarkle, a member of your, a fellow member of the crew of the Wave Chaser.
Nicely done, Dar. Didn't think that would work again.
Well, I'll try my best. And she kind of like, sort of, almost do an insight check for me, actually.
inside. Well,
12. Yeah, you get sort of impression she's kind of like a bit red-faced and kind of sort of says, oh, you know, she's not, you know, she didn't really intend it that way, but, you know, she pulled it off in her own way, and she kind of, she looks up to you and says, you look a little bit lost in thought there, Red. Got anything on your mind?
well, you know how it is. Stuck here amongst the landlubbers. Want some
Yeah.
action? Want to be out on the waves again?
I know, 3 earrings will get us there in a while, though. I'm just gonna pop out for a minute, and I'll see you back here in a bit, yeah?
Try not to make a big mess.
Yeah, I might go back to the ship for a bit. And she kind of like wanders back towards the ship, and you'll sit there kind of just peeling this fruit in front of you as Tank comes over and places a big sort of tankard of this delicious cocktail before you, and as you kind of take a sip out of it, your mind kind of just sits there resting, and you're kind of left to drift back and think of different memories, and you look back as you think to the different points in your life, and you sort of steady your mind for a bit as you want to remain focused even at a place like this, and your mind drifts to your different experiences throughout your life, but your focused mind focuses it, and you think to when you first joined the revelry, and you think back to how would Red have joined the revelry? How would she have got the ear of Captain Three Rings?
I think Red was very keen to join the revelry. She sees them as the big time players. And she would have hung around, tried to push and pull at the local sort of criminal underbelly in Port Damali to try and get the ear of, or the location of anywhere that members of the revelry would frequent. And once there, I think she would try and, because she has a way with cards, she would try to get herself in or stage a bit of a card game involving a member of the revelry, perhaps a captain if possible.
Okay, I'll allow you to first you can either make a persuasion check, a performance check, or a deception check, or intimidation if you prefer, to see what kind of level of captain you manage to impress.
21.
21, definitely very good. And you in fact find yourself at Port Damali on the sort of one of the smaller harbours, and you find yourself in a local rundown tavern, and luckily you find yourself having heard of Captain Three Earrings, and you manage to approach her and set up an interesting card game, shall we say. Can you make a performance check for me?
Yeah.
Oh no, sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Okay, very good rolls. As you kind of look around the room, you're quite handily beating this tabaxi in.
If you'll allow me.
Of course, yeah.
Red's plan, because she's got kind of a rigged card set up, is actually to start off winning, but then begin to lose. She wants to try and lose.
Okay, just gonna quickly roll something. Okay. So you start off winning strong, and you slowly start to lose, and you see that Three Earrings sitting across from you's sort of dour expression kind of turns into a big, like, tabaxi grin with the fangs showing across the table for you as you place down your card, and you kind of, with a deception of 21, you sit back in your seat almost like you've won, and she kind of grins wildly, and you see right through her bluff as she places down the winning hand to kind of trump you, and she sort of does a little bow and sort of gestures in your direction to talk to you. Can you also do a quick perception check for me?
Yeah. Perception. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
6.
You're quite focused on the captain herself, and she kind of looks to you and says, "I think we should talk, yes? You seem like a, what is the word, useful character."
Red sort of glares down at the table as her money is pulled away. It's like, well, looks like talking's about all I got left to give.
Yes, and so after that display, I think you will certainly need more gold under your belt, don't you say?
I would say so.
How would you like to work for me?
Red narrows her eyes and suppresses the grin that wants to boil up on her face. Well, I guess this is an offer I can't really refuse.
Well, and she like extends her hand and says, "Welcome to the crew of the Wave Chaser."
Yeah, Red grips her hand tight.
And you remember the firm handshake as you and Three Earrings grip, and the scene transforms as you find yourself on the board of the Wave Chaser, heading in to Darktoe Isle, to the throne of the Plank King himself, as Three Earrings donates a generous offer and kind of signals for you to do the same. And you remember specifically observing and watching each point throughout this strange and wonderful city, the different levels, the different buildings, and you find yourself in a do a perception check for me.
Perception. 6 again.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in, and I think you'd need more time to really get a proper go of Darktoe, but you've got a little bit of initial information, and I think let me quickly have a look at something. Let's have a quick look. Can you do me a just general charisma check? $21. Okay. I think one thing you do get, you just sort of, Red seems like the type to really try and take in as much information as she can.
Oh yeah.
And I think you pick up on a few characters of note throughout Darktoe. There's a pirate captain of the dragon ship, the Dragon Turtle, called Bloody Maggie. And you'd also learn of another pirate, another pirate captain, called Avantika. And you'd also learn of another pirate captain with a 21 called Alison Page.
Alison Page. Got it.
And you slowly find yourself making your way down to a tavern within Darktoe, and you spend the night drinking and doing debaucherous things like pirates may do before, eventually, before you're leaving, the Plank King calls on you once more, and Three Earrings more specifically than you yourself, but upon your crew. And as you're leaving, Three Earrings approaches you and says to you and the crew, as you look around, and says, the king has a job for us. We make our way to Palmaflora. And you see the crew around you, and you take in the crew now. A male human named Boeth is darkly handsome and heavy set and strong, and has a keen mind for games of chance. Darjakul, who we spoke earlier of, a kind of more softly spoken and quite apologetic female half-orc. Dilyu, a male sea elf, green complexioned, very new member of the crew, even more new than yourself. This kind of looks quite nervous and quite dejected and quite sort of unsure of himself, but also looks like he wants to prove himself. And then first mate, a female dwarf named Heidi Axebeard, a talented navigator, just you can tell from the small amount of journeys you've spent. You can tell that she's probably spent decades navigating the sea. As she and you look to another male human, a man named Kajori, tan-skinned, muscled physique, but probably not as strong as he likes to think he is. A bit of a fool, you get the impression, and not particularly has his guard up. You see this entire crew kind of erupt in kind of applause and excitement as you begin to board the ship and head towards Palmaflora.
Amazing.
So, as Granny Shinywax finds herself sitting on the beach, tank, within the Rip Tide Tavern, pouring drinks and spilling them, and Red sitting at her table, sipping on a tankard of Palmaflora cocktail and skinning a lime. Suddenly, the mood changes. And suddenly, the ground beneath your feet begins to tremble.
Oh.
And then Granny Shinywax, you look down as you feel this trembling, and first you think perhaps maybe this is some kind of strange massage machine you've been laying on this entire time. But then the ground literally cracks next to you. How do you react?
She would jump to the side and be like, "This isn't what I paid for!"
See, update the music.
Oh.
She would storm to the tavern.
Okay. So you look around as you sort of pick up your pace as quick as you can, sort of grabbing your towel as you do, as people start looking around and waves a dozen feet high begin to crash into the shore, and the sound of screaming fills the air as a stampede of beachgoers flee the sands. A chorus of shrieks add to the cacophony as shark hunters run from the water, pursued by humanoid creatures with fish-like heads and slick, rubbery skin.
Granny Shinywax know if this is normal or not.
This is definitely not normal. In the month, at least in the month you've been here.
Yeah.
And certainly not to the extent that there has been literally cracking in the ground. What are each of you doing? How do you react?
Well, Tank is looking around, seeing shaking glasses like, well, it ain't me.
Red takes a knife in her hand, drops the lime, and stalks towards the sound of the noise, and looks towards the the hefty turtle barkeep and says, "Why don't you come make yourself useful, big man?"
Well, what you on about? I'm always useful. And he like kicks open the door, steps out.
So,
What do we see?
what is Granny Shinywax doing in this time, Kieran?
She would be keen to get back to the tavern to defend her livelihood and also to get her equipment.
Okay. So,
Also, as he steps out the door, he's like, "Come on, Hank, it's time to go."
and you see as this huge mastiff sort of gets up from his bed behind the bar and just sort of gallops his way over, towards Tank, and you get a little sort of memory in your head, Tank, as you sort of remember your mum just sort of calling out to you as you go and says, "Oh, and bring Hank with you."
I'll take Hank everywhere.
And soon you see Granny Shinywax sort of barge into the inn and sort of...
Away, youngin'!
So, you have about 10 minutes to prepare your stuff. Granny Shinywax, I imagine, is preparing as much stuff she can gather. Would she be trying to just get her stuff ready, or would she be trying to grab any coin?
She would be grabbing all her stuff and getting ready to defend the tavern that she paid all her money for.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
So she's not going for coin.
yeah, so she can just grab her stuff to defend the tavern, definitely. What would the other two of you be doing in that sort of 10 minutes?
It depends how many of them are. If there's like a beatable amount.
Do me a
there's
perception.
like a
Do me a perception check. 11. Quickly check something. So 11. As you look out of the tavern, you sort of look out initially, and on the beach in front of you, you see two humanoids that are seemingly fending off about 4 of these like humanoid fish-like creatures. Would Red be looking as well, Tom?
Definitely, yeah. She wants to scope it out.
Do me a perception check as well.
Perception.
Okay, 18, really good. You notice, Red, that the initial threat relies straight ahead of you to the south, but up to the east, more sort of behind the tavern on the sort of shores of the beach, you see a number of sort of other people who are fending off more of these fish-like creatures, but also a number of giant crabs that are sort of accompanying them and walking up with there. And with an 18 more, you look off to the north where the bridge meets to cross over to where the second part of the isle where more people work during the day. You see a number of people sort of have fallen into the water or have been swimming in the water and are desperately trying to get out, whilst you see with an 18 it's very far, but you can just about make up this one person who's trying to swim to the thing, and suddenly this huge shark just reaches up and just tears into them.
Yeah.
Granny Shinywax suddenly comes downstairs, all her gear and like clang, 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 and readies herself as you prepare to do. What do you plan to do?
I think, is there an upstairs where she can look out?
Yes, definitely. If you want to do a perception check as well, feel free to do one. I'll give you advantage as well because you're upstairs. The only thing immediately you see is just these 2 people on the beach that are trying to fend off these 4 fish people.
They come for the tavern? Are they, like, is it...
In that direction, sure.
Once they finish off the people, do you think they'd head for the tavern?
Almost definitely. It's the next biggest thing in Rage.
she'd probably try and shoot him and be like, "You're not getting my home!"
Yeah, the two people are, you can tell, are like these two. They look. I think you wouldn't be able to tell the four, but only Red, you would be able to tell. They look like two young human teenagers, two what look like shark hunters based on their sort of half-naked gear. They're just holding up sort of spears, and one is a half-elf and a female half-elf, and another is a male tiefling, as they're sort of desperately trying to poke back these awful creatures. Do a quick nature check for me as well, Red. Don't think the other two would have necessarily heard of these things.
12.
12. Let's quickly have a look.
Could Granny Shiny Wax try and shoot one?
Yeah, I will definitely do me an attack roll at. Let me see the distance quickly.
How far is it?
Yeah, what's the range?
80 feet.
Yeah, you could definitely try and make a attack roll. Make one for me. And in the meantime, Tom, can you also make a history check for me?
She'd shout over the balcony, be like, "You can fight back, boys! They're only funny rubber eggs!"
Yeah, I think nature-wise, you would, and with history as well, it's not a great roll, but you would have read of ever travelled to Palma Flora before or heard about it?
Yeah, I think Red would be reading up about Palma Flora.
I think in that case, if you've read up about it, you would have heard of these creatures, or you would have more just heard them referred to as like sea devils. And you'd also know that year after year, they've attacked shark hunters in an effort to spoil the tournaments. But their numbers have been so like tiny in comparison to even like these four, like they've been nothing. Like with the villagers hired mercenaries and stuff, they've really been not even an issue. A 15. Let's quickly have a look. Why is that not working? Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong thing. That definitely would hit Granny Shiny Wax. It's 6 points of damage. It wouldn't get sneak attack just yet. I think with that, let's all roll initiative.
Yee.
You did it, Kieran. You got to get off my lawn somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, 220s already! Oh, you!
Could you place your tokens down here?
Left or right?
You see where I'm doing it?
No, it's all black.
Oh, it's all black. Fuck's sake. Hold on. Let me quickly fix that. Dynamic lighting off. There you go. That should be better.
On where?
So, this is the tavern here.
So you might be on the GM layer.
Oh, sorry. This is the tavern here.
Ooh, cool.
And boom.
Reach square is 10 feet.
Oh, Hank. Hank dies, we riot.
Yup.
Um,
Right.
Feel free to re-roll your initiatives and then add them back on to the thing with the correct result. Just quickly get these guys up.
Do I need to roll for Hank? Like, because the subclass is not a thing yet. How do I do
Yeah, you
Hank?
100% need to roll for his initiative, yeah.
Okay.
He's another creature, isn't he? You're not attuned enough where you can share initiative, yeah.
I know. So sad.
Okay, quickly roll these guys' initiative. Let's roll these guys' initiative.
Has the music gone off?
It shouldn't have.
It's on for me.
I can reset it if you want.
No, it's probably me.
So I think it makes perfect sense that Granny Shinywax went first. The fact she got that shot off.
Mm.
However, in the meantime, I would say this, these sea devils are certainly going to come and attack. Oh God! Didn't mean not to do that. Why is that being? Let me turn the names off because it's a bit hard to see how far. Oh, that's a really stupid system. Hold on. To zoom in super far. There you go. This one's going to move up 10 feet to get to here. And it's going to make 2 attacks. One with its bite. 6 misses, however, though. And its second attack has to be with its spear. Also misses. This one will move up to here and do the same. Actually, no, you use its claws and then its spear. One of them hits. Claws hit for 5 slashing damage. Ouch. And then this one's going to move up. I'm going to attack the same one. This time with a bite. Which misses. And a spear which hits for 6 damage and does kill this guy. Spearing him through the chest as this guy, and you see the which one is which? Let me just check. Do it in a second. You see as the male tiefling looks down as the half-elf female is pierced through the chest, and he just shouts out, and he's like, "No, Joe!" Or no, sorry, no, Alanza. These important characters. And then the final is going to move up to here, and he's going to make a claw and then a spear. Ooh, yeah. And the first one hits for 3 slashing damage. The second is for he outright just claws his head like clean off. And it does look like they are now converging on the tavern itself. Red, it's your go.
Yeah, with Tank nearby, she'd say, "These things are sea devils, and they mean business. Don't put yourself at a disadvantage." And she's gonna... So this is like a courtyard area outside?
Yeah, it'd be like a bar area. So imagine all these little like circles are seats around the bar outside, like an outside bar. But it's like, it's covered overhead though.
Okay. So like, the bar could maybe provide some cover.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Probably like 3/4 cover if you got behind her.
Okay. Yeah, she'll move out to the bar, take some cover. And... It's interesting because I envisaged her as being pretty lax, like leaving her armor and stuff on the ship.
Yeah, I mean, if that's how you want to rule it.
I think so. So my AC is definitely not that right now. But there is one thing she wouldn't have parted with. So, depending on Tank's perception, you'd see her like reach into a pocket in her shorts, and there'd be like a dull glow of blue light coming from there, and she kind of whispers some words. And if she's in range, which she is, the closest one needs to make a wisdom save
Okay.
as she casts Toll the Dead.
Wisdom save. Gets a 9.
Nice.
Which is the one Granny Shiny Wax hit?
The one back here. 5 points of necrotic damage, not bad. Boom. Is that your turn?
Yeah, so she does that and then kind of ducks down behind the bar and just looks at Tank like dead in the eye and just says, "Don't get surrounded."
So Hank only really follows your commands as an action, otherwise he takes the dodge action, I believe is how companions work usually. So he takes the dodge action.
Yeah.
Tank, it's your go.
Oh, sea devils, eh? More like dead devils. Oh, sick 'em, Hank. He's gonna step forward. He does the little, 20 foot, that far, okay. Jumps over the bar. Super dexterous. Come on, devils, bring it on.
What's
It gives Red a bit of a nod to acknowledgement, but he's just waiting for them to come to him.
what action is he taking? Is he just commanding Hank
Come on in, Hank, yeah.
to do what?
Sick 'em. But more like, how specific can I be? Because I want him to come over here. Sick 'em with me. Over here.
Yeah, you could send a come and just basic things like it'd be like attack action. What sort of action do you want him to take?
Well, basically, I just want him to be next to me. Fight him while I'm there standing next to him.
Okay, so keep close and attack.
Yeah, sort of thing. Yeah.
I think he's smart enough to do that. If you want his turn,
Yeah.
he'll do that. Granny Shiny Wax, it's your go.
What is this? Is this just the bench? What is
They're like
this?
benches, yeah.
You go get him, Sonny! And she's gonna take a shot at the one she shot before.
Okay.
She's like, "You're not taking more home from me, you sea devils!"
An 8 does miss, unfortunately.
Crack it!
I will remind. What class is she? She's Artificer, right?
No, she's a rogue.
She's a rogue. Oh, okay. I thought she was an Artificer for some reason.
No.
I will remind you then, as since you're a rogue, you can take the steady aim action, bonus
I thought that was
action.
level 3.
Is it? Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. Let's have a look.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
just check.
my bad. Never mind then. Forget what it's like playing a level 1.
Yep.
With the exits to... Wherever exits to this building,
Probably right below you, but like down the stairs. It'd probably
there's
be,
only one.
there would only be one, yeah.
Shit. She'd,
Jump out the window.
I think she'd want to get behind... There must be a door somewhere in the bar, right? So
Yeah,
she'd
there
get
would be a
down
bar in the bar, yeah.
She's gonna get behind the bar.
Yeah, you could probably do that in your full movement to get down the stairs and just about get there, I think. Let's hug you in. Sea Devils. Oh, this is so annoying. I'm just going to have to measure it out. This one
Roughly
can
right, I think.
get to you. It's more just when I right click I can't see it because of the weird, like how weird token sizes. This one's going to get up to here. It's going to make 2 attacks against you. First one with the claws.
Mm-hmm.
16.
This
It
is...
clangs into your hard shell.
Yeah.
The second one is going to try and spear you. And misses again, both clanking off Tank's shell.
Let's go.
I told ya.
This is so annoying. We should this one's gonna have to dash to get up to you. Actually, no, it's gonna get to here, and then it's gonna just throw a spear, I think. Misses though, again clanks off Tank's shell, living up to his namesake. This one will get up to here and throw as well. Misses. This one is just going to dash, I think. And get all the way up to... Do you know? This one's going to just dash all the way up to here. Try and get into range of so it knows that you lot are hiding. Red, it's your go.
Stupid portal. But she's gonna look around. Is there anything that she could improvise as like a bludgeoning weapon?
You could definitely like pull the leg off one of these shitty
just
bar
fucking
stools.
stool.
Yeah, or just use the stool itself if you wanted to.
Okay. Okay. On the other hand, that's a spell. Yeah, screw that. He's gonna stand up and say, "You're either brave, dumb, or both, big man." And she's gonna cast heroism on Tank.
Oh, very nice. So start of his turn he gets 2 temporary HP, right?
2 temp HP, but because I'm an order cleric, Tank would feel like this surge of energy as Red shouts out. If you cast a spell with a spell slot of first level or higher and target an ally with the spell, that ally can use their reaction immediately after the spell to make one weapon attack against a creature of your choice that you can see.
Oh shit, awesome.
So she'd be like, "Beat him down!" Point to that one.
Oh, I plan to.
Yeah, assume you're going to use your action to do that?
My reaction, I don't know. Can I just punch him now?
Yeah, that's what Tom said.
Yeah.
You can use your reaction to punch him right now.
Oh. Does it have to be a weapon? Because I don't have a weapon. I have.
It could be anything.
Fist.
It's just an attack action.
Okay. Yeah, let's punch him then. Oh.
It definitely hits.
Ugh.
4 bludgeoning
Oh.
damage. Low roll though. Anything else, Red?
Think. Bonus actions. Nope. 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 Yeah, she's just gonna duck behind the bar over on this side.
Okay. Up next is Hank. You can see Tank has run out. Hold on. I can't. It's so annoying. Yeah, I can definitely get there. Let me get Tank's character sheet out. So he has advantage on this because he's within 5 feet of an ally. He's got pack tactics.
Yeah.
So he's going to make a bite attack against.
Oh, let's go, Hank.
Definitely hits.
On Hank.
7 points of piercing damage, and he must make a strength save. Strength save. She just fails, so he is knocked
Yeah.
prone.
Yeah.
Good boy, Hank.
And that is Hank's turn. And now it's Tank's go.
Oh, you better made a big mistake coming over here.
I'm gonna punch him on the floor.
Yep.
With advantage, yeah.
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 I'm just trying to figure out.
I love tank's picture is
So great.
Yeah, same.
Definitely hits. Yeah, how'd you finish this guy tank?
Just like smash his face in. That's one.
You just smash this sea devil's jaw, which just dislocates at the bottom, and this like purpley black oozy blood just sort of all goes down his chest, and he kind of falls backwards and just...
He looks up to the other two. He's like, "Well, who's next?"
Granny Shiny Wax, it's your go.
Which is the one that she shot? This guy at the back?
On the right. So this guy.
Just gonna see here. She's like, "Out the way, Missy!" and leap over the bar.
Amazing.
And basically try to get on this guy's back, but just flavors them and make 2-weapon fighting. You can do one if you've got a light weapon in one hand, right?
Yes. It light happen in both hands, I think, has to be. Let's have a look.
Yeah. So she's got two. Is it? I thought it was just in the offhand.
No, yeah, it's light in both.
Okay. Oh, she got 2 daggers anyway. So.
There you go.
So make a quick acrobatics check for me first. And it was 2 temporary HP, Hannah, yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I was going to give you advantage if you managed to get on his back well, but unfortunately, you're sort of on his back, but it's not as... You don't get a great grip on there. 21 hits, though.
Nice.
No sneak
Does she
attack.
get this? What? Oh,
No,
because
because...
that's not technically adjacent.
No, it would have to be within 5 feet, which that is... No, it's not, because the bar's in the way as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second attack, though.
Got offhand.
Definitely hits. You don't get the +2 to it, but you do get 3 damage. They don't get a fighting style, rogues, do they, at level 1?
No.
No. 2
Nope.
nice hits, though. Back to the Sea Devils go. This first one,
She's like, "You'll never take my palm floor of points."
he's going to make a strength check to try and, throw you off his back first to see if he can do this. Let's see how well he does. Nah, that's rubbish. He doesn't get you off. He will get... He's just going to make a claw attack and then try and spear you.
What way?
First misses with a 7. Second is spear. 15.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah.
7 points of piercing damage. This guy's not to be trifled with. This one's going to run up to tank. And it's going to try and claw and then spear you. 20 hits, 11 misses. 5 slashing damage to you, tank. And this one's going to move up and attack Hank
No.
with his claws and then a spear. 19 and 15 both hit.
No.
5 damage
You
on the
live so short.
first. And then 5 damage second, 10 damage. He's on 1 HP. That is their go, though. Ooh, did the first one hit? I've been not doing this properly. It did. So technically you would have had advantage on this second roll, so I should see if actually he gets a natural 20. Because I've not been doing this. It's Blood Frenzy. So let's see if he gets a natural 20. Nope. So Red, it's your go.
And it's like, alright, I guess we're doing this then. And she hops over, squares up behind this guy, and yeah, I'm gonna action attack first
Okay.
with my improvised weapon, I suppose.
So lowered AC.
Do I just do an unarmed strike? I can never remember improvised weapons.
So
Oh no, because
it's-
I'm not
You're
proficient.
not proficient, so it would just be
Right?
a strength
I'll just go
check.
for a normal punch then.
Yeah.
Or I'll say as she like jumps over, she goes to kick him in the back of the head.
Okay.
Mm.
11 with the flanking does hit.
Yes. 3 damage.
Nice.
Is he dead?
No, he's not.
Shit. Oh god. Oh, Hank, my boy Hank.
At least Granny Shiny works and she can shoot the one next to her.
Oh, you should have 2 extra HP, shouldn't actually, so you, because you had 10 HP.
Oh yeah.
7.
I think. Oh man. Is there any way I could? I know it's the heat of battle. Any way that Red could try and figure out which of the Sea Devils is looking the weakest?
Do your perception check for me.
Glancing around. Oh!
Natural 20. One in front of you is looking like pretty beat up. The one next to Hank has taken a pretty nasty hit from Granny Shiny Wax's thing, and the other one is completely untouched.
Okay, but Tank's a big boy. He's got heroism. Alright, that settles it then. Red, after kicking this guy in the head, just kind of ducks down a little bit, looks towards Hank, sees he's badly hurt. It's just like, don't you give up now, little dog. And she's gonna spend her final spell slot at level 1 to cast Healing Word on Hank.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. I'm dying.
3 points of healing.
Shit.
That's better than nothing.
But voice of command.
Oh shit.
You got this, doggy. Mess him up. Hank gets to make an attack.
Okay, which is with advantage because of pack tactics.
Let's go.
Oh, he rolled real bad though. 7 to
No,
7
Hank!
does miss.
The big plays.
Damn it.
It does
Cool,
miss,
that's me.
unfortunately. Hank's go though, who is going to try and redeem himself.
Go on, Hank.
Another bite, which does hit this time for 8 piercing damage.
Nice.
This one's got to make a strength save. Does succeed though, so he's still standing.
Shit.
That is Hank's go. Tank, it's your go.
2 temporary HP.
Oh yeah. I'll put it in the red bar for you.
Cool. He's gonna die if he stands here though.
Tank does take death saves, by the way.
Yeah, but they got 2 attacks.
It's true. I would say you can quite easily see Tank. This one's looking quite low. This one's untouched.
Okay. Punch this one.
Okay. You gonna maneuver in between, like here? Or are you gonna go round? Take an opportunity attack?
No, we'll go in between.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Yeah, give me attack roll.
Don't you hurt my doggy! I'll punch you!
Come on.
What's my...
20 hits.
Oh.
What is it? Advantage? It's not advantage.
Oh, well, you rolled the same thing anyway, so.
Oh, okay.
Left if it's advantage.
Yeah.
So yeah, punch this guy.
Oh, he's so badly hurt, but he's still hanging in there.
So, Pugilinist, when I use the attack action with an unarmed strike, I can make an unarmed strike as a bonus action.
Go ahead. Do your
Go.
Let's do it.
straight roll. 17
yes.
hits. Yeah, and that finishes this one off as you pound him once with a pound to the stomach and then uppercut him, and he just sort of falls backwards almost comically as he's completely just instantly killed. His teeth look like jaw so badly broken they pierce the upper part of his mouth.
That's what you get! Ah!
Granny Shiny Wax, it's your go.
Just gonna try and stab this guy in the back.
Hits it. Get sneak attack as well.
Yeah.
10 damage. He's still standing, but not by a lot.
Yeah, and then just make another. Well.
9 just misses, even with
Damn it.
flanking.
Shit.
The
Oh, I'm gonna do something really cool if he died. I was gonna throw the other dagger at this guy.
That would have been bad.
Apparently you can do that.
Yeah, I read that too. Throne prophecy.
the Sahaguin up near Granny is going to just attack her because he's on his back and he's pissing them right off. So he's going to try and claw you. Hits the 21. 3 damage.
Okay.
I believe she is down. Yeah.
She.
Turns around and he's going to try and spear Red. Misses though with an 8. The one down
Looks like
here
it,
is going to attack Tank.
Yeah, you
Claws and
better.
spear. 18 hits with his claws. 2 slashing damage.
Okay.
Takes away that 10 HP.
Yeah.
That is their goes. Red, it's your go.
Yep. Gotta try and finish this guy off. Doing 3 damage attack. Yeah, she, instead of punching the guy, she opens her hand up instead and just like holds it in front of his face. You made a mistake coming here. And she'll cast Toll the Dead again. Wisdom save! Whale.
Gets 16,
Damn it.
unfortunately.
Passes.
Is that
That
your
is
go?
my turn. Yep.
Hank is going to move up with Tank.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to buy attack with advantage because of pack tactics.
Oh,
6
yeah,
points of
bork,
piercing.
bork.
Make a strength save. Fails. He is
Oh,
knocked
yes.
prone.
Oh, that's a good boy. Well done.
Tank, it's your go. You get 2
You'll
temporary
get
HP.
all the treats after this.
Run.
Let's punch him good. Oh, I forgot to press the button.
7 does miss. Oh, it would be with advantage though, he's prone.
Yep, forgot to press the button.
Just roll it again. 20 hits.
One.
4 bludgeoning.
How many times can I use the fisticuffs? Is it once? Is it twice?
No, just every time. It's like Monk's bonus action, right?
Yeah, unless it says it costs a moxie.
No,
But I don't think it does.
you don't even get Moxie to level 2, I don't think.
Yeah, you're
No.
fine then. You just do it forever.
Oh, nice. I forgot to press it again. Shit.
Roll it again.
Oh,
12
Oh.
hits. Just. 5. He's still standing. Too hard connects. Granny Shiny Wax, now a death saving throw for me, please.
Nat 20.
this is the end.
No, it's 1 fail. So Hagyun up here, the Sea Devil, is going to go after Red.
Yep.
Claw first.
Bad.
19
Good
hits.
hits. Yep.
2 slashing damage.
Okay.
Second attack does have advantage on because it's blood frenzy, which means it gets advantage on any creature that doesn't have all of the hit points. 17
Yep.
for a further 3 piercing damage. And the one down here is going to stand up. I think you can see that Hank is an issue, to be honest.
No!
So he's actually going to attack Hank first with his claws.
Oh, you
At
missed.
10 misses.
Miss.
And then with his spear,
No more heroism, Hannah.
Okay.
14 does actually hit.
No!
And he would have had advantage on the first one as well,
Oh,
actually.
shit.
Oh, no, he did have advantage. 4 piercing damage. Yeah, Hank is down.
No!
Justice for Hank.
Yeah.
Does make death saves, though. That is
My
their turn.
Hank!
Red, it's
You
your
won't
go.
pay for that!
Ah, shit. Red is not in a good spot. Disengage. What does that really get us?
I will say the guy in front of you is looking very bad.
Man. Alright, this maths it up.
He's got, like, blood streaming out of his back from all these wounds from Granny Shiny Wax.
I got a +4. The AC is like. So I need to roll an 8 or higher. Wisdom save needs to roll. It's like the same. It's like the fucking same. But I think it's cooler to punch. 'Cause it's like the open hand of Toll the Dead didn't work. Just like, God damn it, and just punch into his face instead. Here we go. Yeah.
Misses,
No.
unfortunately. Hank, death. Unless you got something else.
No, nothing.
Death save for Hank. Does fail.
No, Hank!
Tank, it's your go.
Oh, you're gonna pay for that? I'm gonna punch you! That's it. He's up now, isn't he? So no advantage.
You wouldn't have advantage anyway. Yeah, he's up. Yeah, sorry. Misses.
Oh my god.
So you can do it dicey. Second attack. Hits.
Come on.
God!
It's not enough.
No!
Still barely standing. Granny Shinywax, death save me, please. It's a pass.
You know.
Alright, this one's gonna go for you now, Tank.
Yep.
First with his claws. You're not missing any HP, are you? I know you are. So he does get advantage.
Yeah, 7.
16 misses. Then a spear.
Carry me, tank.
Hits with an 18.
Okay.
5 piercing damage.
I'm up still, I think.
Yeah, remember you got the 10th HP?
That AC is literally saved us.
Yep. I'm so annoyed. I'd have 18 if I had my gear with me.
Yeah. Hang on, so do I have the temp HP? I've got 2, right?
Yeah. you've
Yeah,
got
yeah,
a-
yeah. The temp HP doesn't disappear when you lose heroism. It just doesn't refresh.
Alright, so.
So you'd be on 4 HP without the 10.
Right, okay.
The one up here is going to attack you, Red,
Yeah.
versus claws. 20. 2 slashing damage. Then with his spear. Nat 20s. So he does get 6. Like, yeah, that's enough to take you down.
I can't beat both on my own,
I
guys.
think you could, technically.
I don't
They're
think
both
I got
really low in
point.
health.
Punch one, punch the other.
Yeah.
Red, it's
You'll
your
have killed literally everyone.
Red, it's your go.
Okay.
Death save, sorry.
So I'm gonna get a nat 20 right now.
Oh. No, but it is a pass. Hank rolls.
Mm.
Fails.
Oh my god.
2 fails. Tank, it's your go.
Start looking up another picture. Oh, you're a tough motherfucker, ain't you? It's alright.
Hits.
Yes.
Come on.
Down he goes. The first punch.
This is for you, Hank. My ass up there.
Fucking force of nature.
Second attack.
Come on.
Hits.
Yes.
And with that, you finish off the last one.
Fucking hell.
Swing, but it's not over yet. Because the death saves are still in go. Granny Shiny Wax. Ooh, she gets a match 1 here. No, it is a fail. Red, it's your go.
Come on.
God, this is gonna be decisions. It's a fail.
Fuck, man.
I'm fine. I've got 2 more to go. If I
Hank.
send that one.
Oh my god.
Come on.
Come on, Hank.
Yeah, he does get a pass. Tank, it's your go.
But
Who's he gonna try and stabilize?
kicks Red. He's like, hey, you did that healing thing before. Get up. Gonna like stand on the wound that's bleeding.
Okay, if you're trying to stabilize her, make a medicine check. It's DC 12, I believe, is the standard ruling. Rules is written. You do manage to stabilize Red, though.
I say get up, not stabilize.
Did
My
Hannah
dog.
did Hannah know that ruling, by the way? You can't just get her up.
I knew.
Okay, that's fine.
Don't know.
Granny Shiny
My
Wax.
doggy.
Here we go.
Oh,
It's a fail.
fuck.
So
Oh,
one
shit.
more.
No, she's dead.
Is she dead? Holy shit.
holy fuck.
I didn't realise she... Wait, is that right?
Yeah.
So she had 1, 2...
No, she got 3 failures.
Oh.
What was her first one? I don't think she has... Oh,
yeah.
no, was it 7?
She got a
So I only see 1 death over 1 pass, and then 2 fails.
she got a 7.
Oh no, wait, yeah. Oh, the 7, yeah, she is dead, you're right.
Quite early, man. Well, at least I won my bet.
Right, Kieran's got to make a new character. I'm sorry,
I'll get
Kieran.
on that. It's alright. I mean, she wouldn't have wanted to see her Tavern die. But...
No, it's very true. Hank, let's see if
Oh,
he...
come on, Hanky
Oh,
boy.
you can do
No,
it.
he does, unfortunately.
This is the worst time.
Bite
mode.
the dust. With that... Can't believe he went for red! What the fuck? Tom was like, I'm literally fine, and you're like, no. Okay, well, that is combat over for now.
Oh, my boy, he did. He went out like a true boy, though. Oh, God. My boy.
So, it's not over yet, though. Could you please
It's
do...
over for me. I'm down.
Could you please do a perception check for me, Tank? Two, yeah, you're fucking hell.
You rolled so many 2s.
You just, all you see around you is fleeing people and screams. What are you doing?
Oh, man. Oh, wow. Well, I gotta go bury you. He picks up Hank, looks over at Red. Well, I'm disappointed in you, lady. She didn't get up. Carry Hank.
So what are you doing? This is out of combat now, so please tell me what you're doing.
Okay, carry Hank around to the grass, lay him down, nice and gentle like. Now, oh, I guess I better get these ladies out of here. Oh, God.
So how long is that taking you?
Not very long. He's just putting
Okay.
them down. It's like, closes his little doggy eyes. And come around, pick up Red, pick up Granny. Not realising she's dead. She's like, come on then, let's go. Oh, gosh. I'm always gotta be the hero around here.
Now
Gonna look for...
what's he
He's
doing
just
more
gonna-
like generally? You don't have to tell me exactly every little individual thing. But what's his
It's
plan?
just-
Like there's still fucking loads of shit going down.
He's just carrying them
It's
away
all
from the
over the place.
chaos.
There's
Yeah,
still a
we're-
lot of chaos going on.
Oh, man.
You know, if you come
Oh,
over here, you can see a lot of shit going down over here, for example.
Well, shit, I'm going over there. Looks like there's Ingvar over there as well. Shit.
So fuck it, it's Tom's fault for using the generic dwarf token.
No regret.
Yeah.
Well,
You can
where's
still
the
see they're
nearest,
engaged in combat. So you can see a huge boat over here.
Okay.
You can see a number of smaller boats over here. Make another perception check for me.
Okay.
18, okay. So with that, on the east shore, you can see the village docks are here, and several ships are already like sailing away. You see one group of sailors is battling the sea devils as they try to board the last vessel still docked. So these ships are now managed to get offshore, but the big ship here is still docked. You would probably recognise that a lot of the sailors are part of sort of Red's crew. You've seen them sort of hanging out together.
Mhm.
On the west shore, you see like several beachside houses, and you also have noticed that with your perception check that it looks like the entire island is starting to sink,
Oh my god.
Mm.
and you can
Fucking
see
hell.
that all the water on this side, on the west side of the shore, and the houses are already half submerged in water.
He just looks at the two he's holding. He's like, well, I can hold my breath for an hour, but I doubt you two can.
And furthermore, to the north shore, you can see that desperate villagers are trying to swim to the north part of the village on the mainland. There's a 50-foot wide channel separates the two parts of the village, but the earthquake has completely splintered the bridge. It's collapsed.
Is there anyone on this boat?
You can see that people are trying to get there, and these last sort of sailors are fending off these creatures trying to get to the boat themselves.
All right. Brace your asses, I'm going in. He's just gonna fucking dash, like, past everyone and try and get on this boat.
Okay, he's carrying. He moves at half speed. I will say that much.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, let's. Yeah, I mean,
Like, who's in this space? Is there anyone actually in this space here?
these guys are probably a bit more like here, to be honest, because they're trying to defend this boat. I don't know why they're.
Well, we'll go a bit more sneaky and go around the other way, but yeah.
Okay, make a stealth check for me with disadvantage.
I'll tell you what, I got another idea. Hold your breath. Gonna like spend just like 2 minutes going into the water and go around the side like that.
Is he carrying Red whilst he's doing this?
Granny.
She's unconscious.
Granny's on his head.
Yeah, but Red's,
on his shell.
Red's unconscious, so she can't go underwater.
Yep.
Okay, so are you holding her underwater?
No, like like when you have like a bit of your back out of the water, he's got his whole shell. She's on the shell. Granny's on her head. His head.
Okay, do a stealth check with disadvantage. You're still carrying two bodies. This is not very wise. And I would say also do a strength check. See how well you can hold Red on your fucking shell.
Gran's body's just gonna fall off.
Well, she's gone.
Disadvantage, please, on the stealth.
Yep.
6 is pretty bad already. Yeah.
Strength.
One
Yay.
second. What did you get? I'm currently doing other
I
stuff.
got 6 self and 11 strength.
Okay, 11 strength is enough to keep Red on. Let's do another strength check for Granny Shiny Wax.
Okay.
She's a dead, like more of a dead weight. She's literally dead.
Yeah. 14.
Okay, I think that's enough to keep both of the bodies on for now.
Oh, we'll say I'm not the strongest swimmer, but I think we can get there.
Okay, well, you ain't gonna be able to climb on this boat easily with the bodies. In fact, I would say it's probably impossible.
He's gonna chuck him when he gets close. Chuck him up there.
Okay, so, I mean, these are all engaged in combat. Roll initiative for me, because
Oh no.
we're just gonna have to. They're too much engaged in combat.
I love that he's talking to them. They're just like lying on him like.
What should I do about a character, Natalie?
We'll talk about it in a minute, because
Okay.
there's a lot to think about.
Ready for undead Granny Shiny Wax.
That is kind of tempting.
I would say he's probably not getting that far in the water just to avoid most.
Let's... Alright, I'm just trying to do a million different things. Oh, I don't know, fuck's sake. Okay, so that did actually work. I always
Why
forget
did my
to say.
joke character have to die?
And these guys.
I'm now realizing I probably should have just been like, let's get to my ship.
Yeah.
But I wasn't.
Granny Shiny Wax wouldn't have left the tavern.
Yeah, no, I know. She would have died on that hill.
Oh, my
She
guy
did,
would have left
she
him.
did die on that hill. Okay. And then I think that's everyone. Okay. So as you get closer to the scene, Tank, you see that there are a number of shark hunters on the sort of thing that are fighting off, and you see now on the boat there's like most of the sailors that were fighting have managed to sort of get onto the boat, and you see you see this tabaxi figure just sort of come out on the top thing like, come on, get the sails up, just leave them.
Wait for me!
Are you trying to get their attention?
Yeah, I guess so, if they look friendly.
Make a performance check. It's pretty like yeah, it's a lot
Chaotic.
going on. Yeah, it's a chaotic situation. What did you get?
11.
11. I don't think it's enough.
Yeah.
She's trying to get off, and you can see the water's getting like more and more inland. It's sort of like covering like half of this situation, probably like, let's say, like they're at least like all of these guys are like almost knee deep in water. So the boat is going to leave. Can you roll me in a Can you roll me a d6?
6.
Okay, you got a good roll, to be honest.
Yeah.
Boat leaves. That's 6 rounds. So let's do +1. Oh, whoops! I fucked this up. Go on, let me quickly redo that. Boat leaves. So let me quickly descending order. So yeah, let's play this out. So the sailors, I'm just gonna roll attacks and then do average damage because this is a way I looked up of doing a bit quicker combats. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4 sailors. So it's 4 attacks. I keep closing it. So boom, 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 boom. 9, 7, 17, 13. 2 hits. So they do 4 damage. Let's say 4 damage to this. And 4 damage to this. Then we got Tank, it's your go.
Tank.
You can see the boat is getting ready to leave.
Yeah, okay, get up real close, as close as possible. Step into the water over here. Hey, wait for me, I said! He's gonna pick up Granny from his head, see that she's just limp as fuck, and just dump her in the water.
Okay.
Pick up Red from his back. Well,
Granny
got
Shiny
some
Wax,
light.
as you hit the water, can you do a charisma saving throw for me, please?
Oh god.
Is Kieran gone? Such bad timing.
Oh.
We'll wait for him, it's fine. I can quickly sort something out while we'll wait for him.
That's mental.
Yup.
Poor Hank.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick another picture now. Took me ages to pick that picture.
Yeah, he's so pretty.
It's so sad.
You'd be like, it's his twin brother.
Oh,
Damn.
Kieran, you're back!
Hank.
Could you do a charisma saving throw for me as Tank throws Granny Shiny Wax's body into the water?
Yeah, hang on. Charisma.
Charisma saving throw, please. 6. Okay, interesting. Do another charisma save for me. Okay, interesting. So, let me quickly change the music here. Slightly. So, Granny Shiny Wax, your dead, limp body hits the ocean waters. It floats there as the chaos above is almost, if you were hearing this, the sound you hear clashing of steel against steel, cries of pain, screaming, the sounds of a ship trying to turn, but as the body hits the water, if you imagine you're looking down on this scene from above, like looking up at this scene from under the water, you see the lifeless body of Granny Shiny Wax face down, and just sort of all the sounds of battle and screaming is just muffled as her body just floats there. And suddenly, Granny Shiny Wax, you open your eyes and you look down into the waters. Impossible, you should think. You wouldn't even know what's going on. Suddenly you're awoken within water and you're just staring straight down into the abyss below. And it goes down and there's like a blue steady colour that slowly loses its colour as it goes downwards into this black pit in the centre, this huge black pit. And the colour slowly drains, the light blue at the top, the sun barely hitting it, going to a deeper blue, and then darker and darker, and all focusing on the centralised point. And as you look down, the central dark circle at the bottom where all light is being sucked into suddenly begins to open, and there beneath the waves an eyelid opens and a huge reptilian eye stares directly at you, its thin slit along the centre, an orange pupil, and it just stares at you. And as you do, you breathe in water and you start coughing and trying to like hold your breath, and you're shaking around trying to grab at you. Can you please, because of failing those charisma saving throws, can you please change Granny Shiny Wax's race for me to a reborn? And then secondly, can you change her class to a warlock?
I was about to ask something, because I essentially have a replacement who is nearly exactly the same, but younger. Just oddly. Reborn. Can't even see it on here.
Should be under lineages.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I'll give you two options with the warlock as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can either choose the Great Old One, or you can choose Hexblade.
Great.
Or the Fathomless. Sorry, or the Fathomless.
Oh, Fathomless. Yeah.
Okay. So, as you start to choke, you feel yourself choking, holding your breath, you're barely holding on breath, and suddenly you just start to feel like you're breathing, and you just calm slightly, and then stare into this awful eye below, and you just hear a single word in your head: vengeance. And then
could have made me young.
And then suddenly you come above the waves, and the sound of battle returns. Can you please roll initiative for me?
Okay.
You're on 1 HP, and yeah, your class is changed.
Does Tanxia re-emerge?
You suddenly see like her, like the body was just limp suddenly, and then you just sort of looked away for a second, and suddenly you just see on the shallow waters of the beach this small gnomish woman just stand up out of the thing like and just then throw up all this brine and crap all over herself.
Whoops! I thought you did.
Me too, Sonny.
Tank, what else are you doing on your turn? You still got your action.
Yeah, can I just like hold on to... I'll change my mind. Can I just kind of hold on to Red and hold on to the boat? And that's it.
In terms of how are you holding on?
One hand on Red, one hand on the boat, a foot on the boat, both claws dug into the wood.
I will say this is a massive, like, pirate ship. It's not something you could just hold on to and, like, the side, there's nowhere to hold on to. You could lean on it.
Is there any ropes I could grab onto? Or...
not until like round here. You could try and swim round maybe. But even then, they're still about 10 feet up.
10 feet. Can I throw Red 10 feet, or is that too far?
I mean, from the water, yeah, but you would definitely have disadvantage on the roll. It's something you can try and do, but it's not easy. The DC would be quite high. So if Red's in your arms, you'd have to swim out, which you'd have to swim out half speed, remember, as well. So you could only get to, like, here, like 15 feet. And then, yeah, you could throw her from there. But it's a high DC.
If there's ropes around there, can I just like swim here? You say to here I can go
Yeah.
and grab a rope?
It's about 10 feet up, so you'd have to try and jump out of the water, which is a feat that's not easy, but I'd say on your own, you could probably swim under the water and do like a flying thing out because you're a turtle, but you wouldn't be able to do it on this turn with red, if you're holding red. Because I'm going to say it takes your action to throw her. So she's got to use an object. Use an object with Red's body.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's throw her. Let's try and throw her.
Okay, athletics check for me.
Athletics. Disadvantage, I assume?
No. You're more accustomed to the water. No, not even close. You throw Red's body, it slams off the side of the ship. Red, you take... And you start making death saves again, so could you please make a initiative roll for me?
Hey, you up there! Throw down a rope already! Hey!
I don't think it takes an action to do that, so make a performance check to see if you can try and get them to hear you. But it's not
So
easy.
inconsiderate up there!
Yeah, no, they're not even paying attention to you, Tank. These giant crabs, I'm just going to roll their attacks and then do average damage. The average damage is 4. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 giant crabs. Boom, 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 boom. 14. Yeah, all of them hit, so 4 damage this guy. 4 damage this guy. As these shark hunters are getting the shit kicked out of them. Did I even roll for the sea devil? I did not. Let me quickly for it. Oh jeez. Perfect. It rolled a good amount. It can go below this guy. And then this guy takes 4 damage. And then let's say it moves up here to this guy, and this guy takes 4 damage. Cool. This guy, you can see this guy, Granny and Tank, you would have noticed him before. It looks like he is, where is it? He looks quite young, a humanoid, like human villager. He's wearing like a blood white stained robe, and he's standing back from the fight, and he's like he suddenly screams an incantation, and you see a burst of golden flame comes down on one of the Sahaguin as he casts Sacred Flame. So it is a Wisdom save. The Sahaguin. Sea Devil. Does pass though, and it manages to dodge out. Wait, it's a dex save thingy. What am I doing? Let's reroll that. No, still he does manage to dodge out the way of the thing, and then he sort of looks up to the ship and just says, "Please don't leave us." Please, I can help. I can provide healing. Don't leave us. And he's going to make a performance check. No. There's his turn. He is going to move, like, off in that direction. The Sahaguin are going to attack what's around them, so the average damage is 4 and 3. So, boom, boom. So this guy's dead. This guy would be 3 damage, so down to 4 health. And this guy up here did the same thing. Boom, boom. 7 misses, 12 hits, so he takes 3 damage, this guy. Boom. That's 13. Granny Shiny Wax, it's your go.
So Granny's clambered back onto shore, right? Or drifted onto shore.
Yeah. It was sort of shallower waters here, but it's definitely sort of... You can see now that... just looking around, you can see that the island is gradually sinking into the water as the water just gets higher and higher up the shore each turn.
She like splutters. She's like, you're trapping! And she looks down at the water. Oh, it's coming! She's gonna sneak on the coast.
Do a stealth check for me.
Well, is there anyone in the way?
There wouldn't be, no. But there would be giant crabs around and sea devils that may try and notice you and stop you if on their turn, though.
I think she's just gonna leg it. So that's 30 feet.
Yep.
And she'd run down the pier
Dash to get down the pier, yeah.
and try and jump on the boat.
Yeah, I'll say on your next turn you definitely could get on the boat.
Is it a big jump?
It's probably like 5 feet. They've like pulled up the plank already, like 5 to 10 feet.
She has enough movement if she jumped.
Okay, yeah, yeah. If you what is how far can you jump?
Strength.
Jumping. Let me just double check what the rules are, because you can actually jump up to a amount.
Yeah.
Just based on your thing, based on how far you moved. If you move 10 feet, I believe it is. Jumping. Long jump. When you make a long jump, you come a number of feet up to your strength score. Yeah, and then as long as you don't travel 10 feet at first, so you can jump your strength score.
9.
Yeah, you could easily get to the boat.
Splash!
Red,
Let's get going!
death saving throw for me, please, Red.
Death saving throw. Oh, jeez. Wait, so does it start over again?
I believe it starts at the same thing. I think, because you're...
But do the successes disappear, or the...
I don't think so. I think they stay the same. I think the successes and the things stay the same. Let me double check. Let's have a look.
No, 5e death saves reset apparently.
Oh, okay. 5e death saves reset, so there you go.
Once you stabilise.
Okay,
Think
so I'm
you
back
can.
to 0-0
Yeah,
then.
back to 0-0. 1 success.
Nice.
Boat is leaving in a few more rounds. The sailors all get... There's 3 of them left, so... Boom, boom, boom. Do you have any hit? Oh, very nice. So this one does double damage on this one. So the average damage is 4, so that's 8 damage. Get down to that much health. This one does 4 damage. And this guy does 4 damage. Cool. Tank, it's your go. You can see after stabilizing Red, you see like the unconscious body just coughs out a bit of blood as you threw her lifeless body, like a limp body, against the boat.
Well, shit. I guess, hey, wake up, wake up! He, like, shakes her a bit, like, holds, like, presses her head, like, with both hands, bit of pressure, presses the wound, bit of pressure.
Trying to stabilize her?
Yeah.
Medicine check for me, please, then. DC 12 is the standard DC, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, she is stable once more.
Virgil.
I need to let down a rope or something.
Performance check. No?
Sweet bejesus.
Let's see if Granny heard.
Do a perception check, but it's pretty high DC.
Fucking hell.
Because Tank is like shouting, and the sound of battle are pretty hard to. Yeah, there's no way. The sound of battle, and there's lots of screaming as like other people like surrounding this area. Like
She would know he's there though, right?
No, she does. She doesn't have any. She would know Tank's there because she did see him, but she doesn't know he's calling out. She's just sort of ran off on her own.
Yeah.
These giant crabs. There are 4 alive. They get 4 attacks. Average damage is 4.
Oh, looks like we're going on a swimming trip ourselves, Red.
2 hit. So this guy is dead,
By a head.
and this guy is hurt. Boom. This guy is going to do a perception check. Okay, just reaches the DC I set. He's going to run to here. He's going to see that you've been throwing up Red's body up to here and like trying to stabilize her. And he says, Quickly bring her here. I have healing magic. I can heal her.
Oh, where were you 5 minutes ago? Jeez.
That's all he says on his turn. He's going to hold his action. Oh, actually, would he do this? Because he's got 3 spell slots. He's going to hold his action to cure wounds if you bring her in range by your next turn. But it will use the spell slot, so he starts casting it.
I'll get in range unless I throw her.
No, you can... You
dash.
Yeah, you could dash, yeah. And there's 2 Haguin. They get 7 as their average damage, so we'll do claw first and a claw. 16, 19 both hits at 3 damage, so this guy is dead. And this guy is badly hurt. And the second one is boom. Both hit, this guy's dead.
Shit.
And their ire now turns towards this guy. They're going to move towards him, and this guy's got not good. Someone roll 2d8 for me, because this guy's technically a separate NPC. I've got the exact amount, you would have looked at. Cool. And he's going to make an actual attack roll here. I did get 20 actually, so I'll roll the damage for this one because it's technically a more important one. 5 damage. This guy is going to make a concentration save to see if he can continue casting the spell. He does! With a natural 20. He's like, quickly! Granny Shinyworks, what are you doing?
Granny Shinyworks like, well, guess we've got a new retirement plan now. What would she be cognizant of? Is there anyone in this boat?
Yeah, there would be plenty of like crewmates on this boat. You see a tabaxi captain who's like barking orders at people trying to get it to move awkwardly. She's just shouting. She's like, just leave them behind. Just leave them behind.
Oh no, there's a big turtle helped out. She's gonna go on the deck and have a look around what she can see.
Do a perception check for me. You would be able to look down and see Tank over who's carrying Red sort of in this direction, right, Hannah?
Yeah, he's going that way.
The rest of the boat is like loads of different sailors like sort of crowding around trying to get the mast ready, trying to get the sails ready. The tabaxi captain barking orders up on this deck alongside you.
She'd be like, stay down there, Sonny, I'll get some rope. And she'll look around for some rope to try and throw off.
Yeah, you'd easily be able to find rope. You'd be able to find rope that's all like in the kind of cross-hatching style that's like being pulled up, so you could throw it down so people could climb. So Tank would be able to climb up. Red, you are stable.
Yeah.
Sailors are dead. Tank, it's your go.
Well, he's going in this direction first. dash 20 feet, pop her down.
What? I will say that you can see
Yeah.
it's going to shit,
Yeah.
and you see you've got a decision to make here. You can try and go back and save that guy, but it's up to you. You can certainly do
He's
it.
gonna heal her. That's what he said, right?
He said he would, but you can see it's not going well, and he's the only person left on the beach.
Oh, okay. So, well, maybe you should come over here instead.
He kind of looks and he's like,
I'm just...
good idea.
He's gonna like... can I just carry Red up on the rope?
Yeah,
with
100%, 100%, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you've got
Okay.
a rope, you can just...
We're doing it!
me? Nice. Thank you, small lady. All those... I thought you were dead as well. I'm surprised you made it.
Kind of wish I was. It'd be a nice retirement.
Is that
Alright, come on, old man. Try and dodge that thing.
Okay, so is that your turn?
Yeah. Assume it was an action to like climb thingy or
I
not.
don't think so, no. It'd just be half movement.
Oh, can I then?
Well,
Can I?
there would have been, I would have said even quarter movement. You would have just, I think you only would have just been able to get up. No, I think you would have had to dash. I think you would have had to dash as your action, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Fine. Going to
On your turn, these giant crabs are going to come down and try and murder this guy. Let's see if they hit.
Help and heal you! Ah!
Yeah, they hit and they fucking kill him.
Oh.
You just see him, he's like, oh no, the crabs! The crabs! Ah! And you just start like nipping him to death.
Well, he's gonna.
And
Let's go.
on that note, you see the boat begins to turn around, and the captain, the tabaxi captain, is like, quickly, everyone away! And the boat turns around and begins to sail out to sea.
What happens to Red?
Red is stable, so
Oh.
Tank did actually manage to stabilize her.
Oh, I didn't hear that bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Thank you, Hannah.
So-
Tried my best.
Kieran, you have two choices here.
Yeah.
You can either choose to keep playing Granny Shiny Wax, obviously as a different class, or perhaps someone else escaped and on this boat, and if you'd like to play a different character, it's up to you.
If I don't play Granny Shiny Wax, and I say one thing she does before she goes.
She'd still be on the boat and stuff.
Oh no, but I had a weird thing that she could do with the fathomless stuff that leaves it very open to you can do something with her later on.
If you want, yeah, that's...
My idea was that she stands on the deck of the boat and feels the calling of whatever this thing is, and she's like, "See you later, Sonny," and just like falls off.
Okay, yeah, I think that's totally reasonable if you want to do that.
And then if it's
Hank's
something
just
evil-
like, boy.
and if it's something evil, then you can do something with that.
Okay. Yeah.
But I will play not a similar character, but class-wise very similar, who is a piratey character, so she could have been on a boat anyway.
Yeah, she I will allow you to either make a crew of either of 3 earrings crew, or you can be a survivor of Palmaflora who managed to get on board.
I think they might have just picked her up on the coast somewhere, like a stowaway. So, yeah.
Yeah, if you that's another option, I suppose. You could have a stowaway on board, and you can then pass yourself off as a survivor of the thing based on what happened.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. It's this person.
Okay, let's have a look. See.
Had it for ages, and I've wanted a player, but I've never found.
Whereabouts
a
is
team.
she?
Posted it in the Roll20 chat.
Oh, Roll20 chat.
Oh, I love that picture so much.
Ooh, very cool.
She one of her daughters.
She's a spiritual daughter.
Okay,
I came
interesting.
to visit my mum. She's dead.
Interesting. So, let's say... For now, so I would say the ship travels for... You begin to see as the Isle of and rest of Palma Flora grows ever smaller on the horizon as Wave Chaser cuts through the choppy waters of the Lucidia Ocean. Several refugees from the village are huddled on the deck of the ship, while the crew tends to the vessel. At the tip of the ship, you see Granny Shinywax, who looks out to sea almost just completely silently and just sits there, but does not make any movement. The rest of you, now on board the ship, can settle in as you attempt to catch your collective breath after a horrible incident. Feel free to drag tokens out if you'd like. I'll put a bunch of tokens on the board. They don't represent exactly how they look, obviously. But
I sent you the one, Natalie. Wilderment chat.
Okie doke. With me, 1 second.
Say Tank's just sad. He's like, oh man, I'm gonna miss you, Hank. You were the bestest boy I ever had.
I don't know what's made you small. Granny Shinywax would be at the top.
Is Red conscious again?
I'd say, how long does it take you to, you have to roll for it, right? It's
An hour.
an hour. I'd say after an hour, you, come forth, as the first hour is really just everyone soaking in what's happened, to be honest. It's not pleasant. I'd also say you all level up to level 2.
Oh, Beverly.
Level 2.
I think actually that's probably a pretty good time to end this session.
Yeah, feels about
Yeah.
right. Oh my god, that's got to be the craziest first session
Yeah,
there's ever
fucking
been.
tell me about it. Jesus fucking Christ.
You got to tell us immediately, Natalie. Is that what you imagined happening?
No, not even remotely.
You should have just run away.
Yeah, I think we were meant to
Damn
run
it.
away.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they rolled a natural 20 on those guys on the beach who would have been like something to help you with, and they just absolutely wrecked them. So it's like, oh crap, well there's 2 less targets, because they could have eaten up like a couple of rounds kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got absolutely
Like
wrecked.
2 attacks each was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
scary.
I thought you had it for a while. I was like, Tank and Hank have got this. They're such a good combo.
Yeah.
Right? And then Granny Shinywax bit the fucking dust.
Yep. Fucking hell.
How'd you feel about Granny Shinywax, Kieran?
I'm sad, but I think it's kind of cool. She became something weird with the Fathomless.
I assume Tom knows what that is.
Yeah.
Oh baby,
I
yeah.
assume kind of
Yeah.
might as well.
Yeah. Cool though.
Yeah, it makes too much sense with what this story is kind of about and other stuff.
I've been
and
interested in playing it out as well.
Paste. Definitely would have been, but yeah, that's fine. I wanted to give Kieran the option once I'd
Yeah.
had that
that's
happen, because I was like, now she can go off and potentially become something, an evil character, and
Yeah, I want that.
Yeah.
I want that.
fine.
definitely a
Absolutely
possibility.
mental.
I didn't think my retirement would be under the sea.
God.
Well,
I feel like Tank takes the comedy relief so I can play a slightly more serious character, but not too
Kieran.
serious. Not serious.
Kieran, if the if Granny Shiny Wax is this fathomless warlock and what have you, and Parmaflora sank into the ocean, she could go to her tavern beneath the waves
She definitely could.
and be there again.
No.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, Alfwin's basically going to be a weirdo stowaway. Yes, I've always been on here.
That's awesome. Well, Red's never taken her fucking armor off again, I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah, that would have gone very differently.
Oh, God.
18 AC normally.
Hank was destined to die, though, with only 13 AC
He
forever.
held in there for fucking ages. And he had death
Yeah.
saves. He did pretty good, I thought. He just rolled badly on the death saves.
Yeah, sadly. Poor Hank.
And you stabilised Red instead of Granny or Hank.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, what the hell is she doing?
It was my logic, right? That Tank would be like, well, this person healed, so if I can get her up,
Yeah.
you know.
It's true, it's true. Yeah, it makes
And there was
sense.
a remote chance I rolled a nat 1 on the next round.
It's true.
And I would have been pissed if Red was dead.
Yeah, that would have sucked.
I put so much fucking work.
Yeah.
Oh, too funny. That was a great opening
Absolutely
session.
insane.
Damn. Something.
I'm so curious as to what, like, it's meant, like, inverted commas, how it's meant to go.
Yeah.
Were we meant to run to the ship?
There's so many options you can do. You gotta try to help some of the other villagers. If you'd regrouped with the healer, you would have had a healer who could have just started pumping cure wounds into you.
Yeah. Well, he's a bit slow on the coming out on the woodwork, wasn't he?
Oh, thanks so much, my spirit animal.
I can't believe Granny Shiny Wax lasted like an hour and a half.
She's destined to live forever now, Kira.
He had a month.
Yeah.
He had a month on our island. All those years of hard work.
Maybe not truly gone for her now.
Red wanted to, like, fucking kick the tables over in the pub and, like, fortify it. That's why she was like, don't get surrounded. And Tank was like, I'm gonna kill them all.
And
he did.
goes through the tables, yeah.
He fucking did. Just went from one guy to the next, pummeling their face in.
Yeah.
Bam, you're barred. Bam, you're barred.
Oh, I should have said it. Damn it.
I like doing the who's next. Who's next?
Yeah. Jesus.
Just remind me of Goldberg from WCW. No one will get that reference, but I'll put the GIF in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Pretty much. Bald head and everything.
Yeah.
Aw, how's he gonna get another doggo?
I don't know.
He's on the sea. He's gonna have to
Sea
train a lobster to be his little companion.
Maybe I'll just pick a different pugilist, you know, maybe.
Yeah,
See,
fair,
we'll
fair,
see.
fair.
I'll think about it.
Piss and vinegar one.
That one has to be played by someone at some point.
Which one is that? I don't remember.
It's the one where you're just like, you're just a twat and you insult everyone. But it's like it's a tank. You like taunt them so they have to like fight you and stuff.
That's pretty cool. It'd be pretty good for tank.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh my
I'll
god.
have to look through them, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean you've got another level yet, so
Yeah.
fuck me, that was the most ridiculous first
Wait.
session.
Wait, did Tank win the bet?
Yeah.
Granny Shiny
I'll have to roll to see if Hubert actually got off the island.
Oh, should have.
Oh yeah, I'll roll for it, definitely. And Ronald Johnson, who is definitely the best random name I thought of in 2 seconds
It's pretty
ever.
great.
John.
I don't pay you to stay.
Oh, too fucking funny. Alright, I think I'm gonna go.
Now I want Ronald Johnson to have died, but like get reborn as well and be Granny Shiny Wax's like herald.
Should we see if he died? I'm gonna say Ronald Johnson probably was like on the beach or something. So he could have been like, he wouldn't have ran to the top side of the island. He probably would have tried to run east before those come out of the water. So I'm gonna give it a DC 14 to him to survive. So I'm gonna roll a D20. No, he's dead. And Hubert would have had pretty much a straight run from the tavern, but he probably would have held up and then tried to go. And so I'm going to put a pretty high DC because he would have had to like try and get through at the last second and jump on ship like as you were fucking departing. So I'm going to do a DC 17. No.
Oh, I saw it.
Oh,
Both dead.
There you go.
my bad.
It's gonna be funny playing next time. You're like, oh god, yeah, that was bad.
Well, you two are out of water, but Red's just back on her cruise ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, true, yeah.
They were like, sorry, boss, back to work. That guy is crazy. You should hire him. She's gonna have the glowing recommendation for Tank.
Oh, I've got some pretty great plans for Granny Shiny Wax next session as well. I've got a perfect idea of when she'll leave as well, Kieran.
Oh yeah, just tell me what to say for her and I will.
Yeah, it will be pretty similar to what you said, but it will be something. Yeah, there'll be something else happening as well. So you'll see if it's pretty well in with the rest of what's going on. Too funny.
How are Yabar, Zelkin, Clarice, and Elkin ever going to find out?
Yay bar! Gonna take you to Yay bar! Take you to Yay bar!
The joke was Clarice is meant to be kind of crap, whereas the rest of her children, who are all guys, were quite good, but she hates them. Simply because they're men.
I love it.
Right, I'm gonna go now. That was crazy.
Thank you, Ali. That was
See you
insane.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye.